up in a box down in the basement. Got a glimpse of the outside.
Welcome to episode 2. Guess I'll say it. We can't stay on this review long as I would love to.
Right.
Okay. We on?
Yep.
All right. This is segment of Guess I'll Say It rap review. I'm your host Adam Mill. To my left,
Got the governor. Hold on.
Juan Bizzle will be on the mic soon.
Yeah, he
We got our special guest.
Karen Cole still in the house, yeah, man.
And we got our special guest a second time around.
GGM John O with the GGM team in the building. Savage had to step out, but he sends his regards, man. Love this time on the pod.
Peace. Love in return. Once again, like, subscribe, leave hit the notification bell, please. Be a participator, not a hater. Do not DM me with how you like the podcast. Leave it on the comments, please, because that don't put food in mouths. Props don't win you nothing but the welfare line. Those likes, those subscriptions, those likes, those comments, put money in our pockets in the back end. All right, Jumbo One. Let's get into it, man. Am I pronouncing his name right, man? I want to do
Jamma One.
Let's see. The name of the album is called hold on. I'm just gonna leave this here.
Leave this here.
Just gonna get this here.
I sent y'all like the mic ratings, right? How we rate. And it's a new system. So we stored up, freestyle it, damn it. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
That's the simple, to make it plain and simple. 10 mics is a classic.
10.
Yes. 9 mics is repeat and potential classic down the long run. 10 an instant classic. And we know there's no real such thing as an instant classic, right? 9 is repeat value. 9 and 8 on repeat. You know what I'm saying? It will, potential classic type stuff. 7, very dope. 6, solid project. 5 is mid. 4 is, and 3 is, go back to the drawing board. Anything underneath that is trash, man.
Yeah.
Straight up. Straight up. And let me say this. It's just our opinion.
Right.
Our opinion on me-ish. That's our opinion. That's all. All right, let me jump off. This particular artist from Baltimore, the DMV, right? He's actually a peer of mine, right? He's known for his lyricism, right? If y'all don't know by now, he's known for his lyricism. I hate to compare rappers to rappers that we all know that's in the limelight or have put their stamp on hip-hop from a national standpoint, but he reminds me of Lupe Fiasco. And regardless whether we like this album or not, how we feel about it is our opinion. But when someone compares you to somebody that's great, that's all you need, bro.
Saying a lot.
That's all you need. He's not known for this type of rap. This type of album. He's not known for that. He's very deep conscious MC, right? Very deep and conscious, very poetic MC. It reminds me of Lupe drill music and Zion, if I'm pronouncing that right. This is the vibe I got from it. Let me say this, because I'm gonna go to his lineup. Go to his lineup real quick. Hold on. Pardon me for my improfessionalism. Hold on 1 second. All right. This album for me, like he said, he alluded to in some of his tweets or his texts on social media. He said this is a different album, different from what y'all normally hear from me, right?
Right.
I always say this with certain artists, even my closest peers in the rap music, and this is just my ear. I think I told you this too, Cole. I said, yo, if Cole was rhyming over Jeezy type of beats, you get what I'm saying? In my opinion, not only did he be known more, but in my opinion, that fits him. And that's just my ear. That's not to say that Cole didn't make great music, because he did, but it's just my opinion. You get what I'm saying? So this starts off with Love Sucks, and it had the production. I think we gave production, 2 mics or something like that? I'm going to give 2 mics. The highest point, I think, is 2 mics for production, right?
Production, okay.
Yeah. I'm giving him 2 mics for production, right? That's the highest point. Because not only that he's an MC, but he makes his own beats. And what it's very important how an album starts off, right? Because it gets me ready to what to expect, right? He already done solved that lyrical top tier for me. The boy is a lyrical beast. But what made it different for me, that he went into a new school flow. His flow was on point, right? The album starts off very strong. Top of the Globe, to me, was probably the strongest feature on this album. Guys that featured on this album, that was probably one of my favorite songs, Top of the Globe, because they gave you that new school flow with bars. Right? The beat switches up, so it keeps you engaged. Because now these days, people got short attention spans. They don't want to hear songs over 3 minutes. Hell, they just want to hear songs probably 1 minute and 50 seconds, 2 minutes tops, right?
Right.
You know, TikTok then took over, so, they don't want to hear too much. You get what I'm saying? But by him being a producer and switching up beats as his cadence is changing, he's giving you like a new school, a new school type of cadence, right? It kept me engaged. Then he went back to his natural habitat with what's that? The Divine Feminine, if I'm pronouncing it right.
Love to is divine.
Yeah, beautiful song. Beautiful song. Let's see. One of my favorites is Mood. Jules was nice because he talked about the Cash App and shorties trying to get you for your money and their new style, their new way of thinking, as far as how certain women think. You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed the vibe of the album. I enjoyed everything to it. My only takeaway from it was, hold on, I'm gonna let you right here. My only takeaway from it, the one, okay, if I'm pronouncing that right,
okay.
featuring New Testament.
Okay.
I didn't like that song. He could have did without the features. He was the strongest lyrically on this album, and you're supposed to be, because your album, right?
Yeah.
They didn't. Shout out to New Testament, bro, but he didn't need them on the song. I think it did the song a disjustice. You get what I'm saying? I think that it was too long, too many features on there. The Wu-Tang era is gone. The posse tracks, get that out of here. You get what I'm saying? And his bars and his lyrical talent was here, and theirs was there. That's a big takeaway. The album did not end strong for me. That's another thing. It didn't end strong, although body language was dope. I think it could have ended stronger. You get what I'm saying? So I know I just made this mic system, and it's too late, too far to dive deep into it. 1 out of 10 mics, I'm giving it a 6.5 mic strong 7.
Yeah.
Because his production and his lyrics and the concept of that album, and he went a different way. He went out of his comfort zone, and the album actually had some type of meaning and concept behind it. It's dealing with a person that's and he probably chime in the comments and say, hell no, ain't about that. What I got from it was a person that's dealing with a strong sexual appetite in strip clubs, and he's trying to find he's righteous, but why is he in a strip club? Why is he dealing with this type of woman like a sexy red? And he's looking for the opposite. like opposite attracts. Righteous meets negativity, right? And he's trying to find a middle ground where they can both exist for as man and woman. That's what I got from it. And that he allowed himself to be vulnerable to sexual deviancy. Am I pronouncing if that's the right word for it, right? You know, because just say J. Cole made an album where he's just talking about strip club music all the time and how he dealt with all types of different women throughout the world. And that may be the real case. You know what I'm saying? So he let his guard down, something different than what he normally do. It's conscious music meets what you call it, ratchetness. Who wins? Who wins? You get what I'm saying? So I give it a strong 7.5 mics. His bars, I expect that to happen. That wasn't gonna let me down. You get what I'm saying? Actually, for some weird reason, I was more interested in this album is his best piece of work for me. You get what I'm saying? So 7.5 mics, bars was on point, production on point. It didn't end strong for me. That's a negative. And that song with featuring New Testament, he could have just put that in the vote. What you got from it, John? Then we go ahead, Gov Point, and then Quan Bizzle.
Overall, hearing like your take of it and giving me some insight into the artist kind of help validate, I guess, my opinion of it. Production wise, quality value wise, I didn't hear any issues with it there. The mixing and mastering was on point. The overall quality of it.
Yeah. Oh, real quick, I wanted to ask y'all that too.
Yeah, the
y'all
overall,
y'all producers, y'all make beats, and y'all are very prideful on mix and mastering. So yeah, how was that for you?
I thought it stood up well. I thought the overall quality of the album was perfectly fine. I could hear what he was saying when I need to hear it. I got a lot of his references. I forget what beat it was, but it kind of like he had the same drum kit as the Jaquan that everybody in the club getting tipsy. It's like
yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
so,
I know what you're talking about.
That immediately jumped out. So it was easy to catch his references and his inferences. So overall quality wise, production wise, it was good. Stood up to industry standard as far as like what you're looking for if you're trying to listen to music casually. So I was good with it there. But what you said was this his first time kind of jumping into this lane or this style of music. The album to me seemed kind of experimental and it was a little confusing at times. And the reason I say is because when I first looked at the album art, the cover art, I was thinking he was gonna be on some Caribbean shit, some Jamaican shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then that wasn't the feel at all. So then I started going through it, and between song 1 and 5, you get 9 different flavors. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that kind of took me. So it kind of made me think, all right, this is like a Kendrick-esque artist. But then even though his lyrics were great, they weren't as encoded as I would, expect the Kendrick-esque artist to be. He was actually very direct in his delivery and in his lyrics. So for me, that was a bit confusing. The album quality-wise was great, but it sounded like almost 14 singles. You know what I mean? 12 singles because there were 12 tracks on it. Well, I wouldn't say that. Some of the songs did kind of lend into each other, into body language, or morning buzz into moods.
Yeah.
Those kind of took me on a good
album. Yeah.
But then some tracks I feel like I'm starting in the pit, and the next track it feels like I'm starting in the sky. You feel what I'm saying? So
gotcha.
For me as a casual listener, being entertained, being first introduced into this artist, if someone was to ask me well, what does he do? Which I would not be able to nail down. what this artist genre was,
Yeah.
what his, you know what I mean? Like
based on this particular album. Based on this particular album.
Right, based off of this album. I wouldn't know like who he would sound good feature wise or anything. There's so much information in this album that I'm glad to know that it's something that he was just trying more experimental, but it was a little bit of eclectic overload for.
What do you think about the features on this album? What do you think
You
about
said,
the features?
You said what do I think about the features?
Yeah.
I think the features. I think the features were fine. The song "Top of the Globe" with Trey Triller.
That's the dopest one to me.
Yeah, that song is crazy. But it also has a lot of movement to it too. Just in very rigid sections, I guess I could say. You know what I mean? Going into one thought into the next. Which, like I said, that's why it kind of gave me like some Kendrick-esque vibes. But lyrically, everything was there. I just kind of don't think it was a cohesive journey for me as a listener. As far as like I say, I like to learn things about the artists and where they're from and all that. I consume that more so through music because I'm an old school listener. You feel what I'm saying? Like you didn't have so much access to artists, so what you knew about them, you could get a lot out of their music. You feel what I'm saying? To connect with them with their music. It was hard for me to make that connection with him.
Do you think because the album was more of a concept album, and
it was
fact that you wouldn't introduce to him properly, meaning like you didn't go into his catalog and say,
right,
where did you grow up from? What are your traumas and stuff?
It was kind of all over the place. You know what I mean? He's a dope artist, but as far as like if there was a general major takeaway that I'm supposed to take away from the album, looking at the album art and listening to the album, I would have completely missed the takeaway. I still don't know what the general takeaway is. It was a good album, but it sounded as if he was trying to like find his voice or be experimental or try different things. I don't know if he was trying to showcase all of his versatility, but in my mind, like I said, I'm only one opinion, it lacked direction. I think all the elements were there, but it lacked direction. I think he just was very free and very loose on it. I mean, he created a good piece of work. I just didn't catch the vision or the inspiration or what the major takeaway was from. And that comes with the direction of the album, the ebb and flow, how you guide listeners through the process. Like when we talk about your album. I don't know who working on this stuff in the studio.
The Born and Fair?
Yeah, the one where we had the was it Jeffrey Dahmer? We had
the Slender Man 2 EP.
Yeah, Slender Man 2.
I'm still waiting on my features, man.
Okay, yeah. But that album,
Rod the Blizz, come on, baby, come on, man.
Right, y'all. Get these features back, y'all. This is a good piece of work.
Yeah, come on, man. I spoke to him the other day. He said, "I ain't forget you, man. I'm writing to it now." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He's lying. Like, don't you hate when people say that? I'm working on this.
I said, hey, Rob, he said that, man. I need that feature. I need that feature, man. He ain't doing no wrong in my eyes.
Right. No, it's gonna be a dope record. It's gonna be a dope album. But if you listen to the album, it has a direction. It takes you on a journey. You feel me? To give you something to reflect on once it's over, and that's gonna make you reconsume this piece of work and try to extrapolate more nutrients out of it.
Although it was fast and we did it in one day. Did it in 5 hours, right?
But
we did the whole joint in 5 hours, right?
I gotta give it to you. Knocking out. How many tracks was it?
Five.
Yeah, five tracks and how many hours did we do it in?
About 4.
Yeah, hours. 5 tracks in 4 hours. Like, yeah, that's hard work.
And shout out to the intro Grim, produced by the Governor.
Oh yeah, that was a crazy record, man.
Appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Grim produced by the Governor, man.
That album is gonna be crazy. But I brought it up because it takes you somewhere. We got like the skits in between, and all of it like leads you to a certain place. Even in the even maybe if he would have arranged the album differently, it would have spoke to you differently. It's hard enough though to get people to sit down and listen to a piece of work from beginning to end. So maybe that was his goal. You know what I mean? To make it so that if I was to be introduced to any individual song, I'd be like, oh, that was dope. Who is that? Because it definitely evoked that emotion or that feeling out of it. Yeah. But as just listening from beginning to end, it sounded like a compilation. It didn't sound like an album. I didn't get the cohesive ebb and flow that it takes to take a listener on a journey.
Got you.
Individually, I think that the track stand alone, but as an album, I think it was something lacking in the direction.
So how many mics you give it?
Even the cover art. Does the cover art, like, to you guys, did it lend anywhere towards like the direction of the album? Seeing the cover art. I mean,
that's crazy. That's no, it didn't, because like I said, I got from it was a righteous man who's dealing with a ratchet female, different relationships dealing with ratchet women, right? And his struggle with not finding his even yoke. So if what I got from it does not represent the album cover.
I like, he's on like a it looks like an abandoned like train car. Yeah. Like his jacket looks like it might be Burberry. Like, it's a dope pic, but I'm like, is it implying going somewhere? And then it's very like the sky behind it is like very blue and light, so it doesn't seem like negative. It seems like there's a positive kind of vibe for it. Like, but it's still just there's not given anything like direct to me. But he is a dope artist. I was wondering who produced the tracks, because
he did. I believe he did. He did.
He did a really good job of like representing the production and making like good songs out of it. And to hear that he produced it makes it better, because it just shows how talented and eclectic he is as an individual. But for those reasons I stated, I give it a 6 out of 10 mics. Definitely worth that. Six was worth checking out. I think it's definitely worth checking out. There's a lot of content on there. I do think that my favorites were the intro, Love Stuck, and then also what was that other one that Love Stuck, Top of the Globe.
It's strong. It goes real, for me, it goes real strong the first 5 songs.
Yeah, the beginning was definitely it. But I didn't think that was such a bad song either, though.
I didn't either.
Yeah, I think it was a long ass song, but I thought it was probably one of the better songs on the album.
So you give it a 6. So you give it a 6 out of 10.
I give the album overall a 6 out of 10. Definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, and like you alluded to real quick, the little tedious things, like Denzel Washington said, it's the littlest things. The album cover. You know what I'm saying? The beats, the little things matter when you're making a project. The features, does this have a concept to it, or is just a bunch of songs put together? God, what's your take on it?
Yeah, when I first started listening to it, I like the sample beats. He's very good with making a lot of good sample beats. Yeah. The vibe that I got from him, it reminded me a lot of Tribe Called Quest. Of the Far Side. Certain flows, he would remind me of the Far Side a lot. So but I like the fact that he was able to, it didn't sound like it was an old album. It didn't sound dated. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
He was able to kind of blend that along with a lot of current type trends, the beat wise. And then let me see, I like Top of the Globe, like everyone talked about. I found now when it came to like the whole I don't know, I almost kind of saw it a little different. Like, it's almost like the struggle between, do I just want a woman just for fun, or do I want something deeper than that? You know what I mean? Because it was kind of like that was a bit of his like the internal dialogue that kind of went through the album.
You breaking up on us, girl.
Okay. I was saying a bit of the dialogue. Am I still bringing up?
Yeah, you froze. Actually, you froze on us.
Gotcha. All right. So what I was saying was, the thing that I liked about, like when it came to he was talking about his struggle. It was almost like a struggle between, do I want a woman just for my lust or do I want something deeper? You know what I mean? That's kind of like the theme that kind of ran through the album. And I think by the time you get to the voluptuous, divine feminine, that's like the third one. Yeah, I see. My internet blinked.
Okay. All right, we're gonna get back to you, Quan Bizzle. Finish what you were saying, Gov.
Oh, damn, what
Because
was
you froze on us for
I
like a
was talking
minute.
about the fact that it's like a struggle with himself, whether or not do I want a woman just for my lust or do I want something deeper than that? You know what I mean? So it's kind of
Yeah.
that's what I kind of seen like that was kind of like the running theme that was also running. But then at the same time, he would also kind of it was like a reference toward my music ain't all about trying to kill people or something like that. You know what I mean? It was like you see like a few references to that as well. So when I saw his art, it kind of gave me like almost like a bit of a nostalgic type of a feel to it without saying anything. That's kind of what I got from it. So when I was listening to it and the beat wise, it kind of fit that in a way. That's why it kind of make a little sense to me at first. But then I do see what you mean when it by the time you get to like I like moods a lot. And I also like the last one, number 12, which was everything I love, because it started off with this with
Yeah,
the
that's dope too. That's dope too.
he made the comment like niggas is always late. But
Yeah.
then you're talking about when it comes to following your dream and when it comes to doing what you're supposed to do, we always hesitate. He was talking about that aspect of things. I thought that was a very good solid point that he was making.
Yeah.
Overall,
I like it.
I would say like a good 7 out of 10 though.
7 out of 10. I give it a 7.5. Gov give it a 7 out of 10. John, no, you gave it a 6, right?
Yep.
Yep. And another thing too, I want to ask Cole with this too. We're making an album, right? Like as far as Drake, I'm a Drake fan, right? Drake, Drake music hits me at night more than just listening to it in the daytime. You get what I'm saying? Certain albums and artists, you gotta be in the mood for them. You know what I'm saying? Like a Kendrick, I gotta be in the mood for Kendrick. I gotta be in the mood for Cole. I gotta be in the mood for Nas. You get what I'm saying? Drake hits me at night. You get what I'm saying? Like it's different. So far as I'm asking you, Cole, does that make a big difference? And does an artist he go into the project knowing this purposely, or does it organically just happen?
Okay. I'm gonna use the example of a producer we all me, you, and Gov know, Frank Diggs.
Mm-hmm.
When Frank had the album called Summer Madness. Not Summer Madness, yeah, it was Summer Madness. To me, not saying I had to be in the mood for that album, but to me, I used to love to drink to that album.
Got you.
It was just one of those experiences when I'm feeling good. I know I'm about to have a sip or what have you. I throw on the album because it just gave me that feeling. It was flowing. It had lyrics. It had beats. It was just one of those type of albums. And it's funny that you say this about an album like that because I was just exposed to this female rapper. Her name Wynn. Wynn, and she's nice. I mean, and it didn't have a time for her music. I'd be early in the morning. I check her music out. Like she got a EP with about 5 or 6 songs or something. And she had songs with lyrics. She had songs where she was really trying to get to the listener. She had songs with features guy, had song featuring this female, and it wasn't a time of day. It was just the music just sounded good, and I like what she was saying for real. So I added it to the playlist. You know what I mean? And there's a couple of female artists like that I didn't add it to the playlist. It didn't mean that I didn't have a time of day. It just the music sounded good to me, and I just wanted to be in that mood, I guess, for the music. Yeah. You know what I mean? But as far as like albums, when you get an album and you listen to it, like quick story, when Mobb Deep came out with Quiet Storm for the first time, not the one with Lil Kim on. I mean,
Okay.
the Lil Kim, but not the one
before the remix, right?
Yes.
Gotcha.
I had to learn that. I had to learn that. I had to learn his rhymes. I had to learn. I had to listen to every little thing in that song because that song, it meant a lot to me at that time. I don't know why, but it meant a lot. It wasn't even a mood. It was like I had to listen to this song because the music behind it, the attitude behind it, and then P was just going off. Prodigy was going off. Rest in peace. Prodigy, he was just going off on that song, and it just wasn't a mood. I didn't have to listen to it at night. It was just like, yo, I gotta listen to it. I gotta listen to the song. I gotta have this song in my head at the time because it was just that it was new. It sounded different than anything I was hearing at that time, and the way he approached it, writing, it was just tough. Never heard at that time. I ain't never heard nothing like that. So that was refreshing to me, far as like when I listen to albums. Like it was cool.
Yeah.
So sometimes it don't need to be a mood. Sometimes it's that combination of beats and lyrics that I just need.
Got you.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes because you know well as sometimes how I view hip hop and music that I listen to, it has to be something about it. It got to be something about it that stand out. It can't be just because everybody like it. It got to be something that stands out to me. It got to be something that stands out to it. And say, oh yeah, I like that. I connected with it because I treat music like, obviously, like vitamins and minerals.
Like
I
art.
need this. Yeah,
Like
I
art.
need this right here. I need this in my catalog. I got to have
Exactly.
this. I got to it's like the Borg. I got to assimilate this towards me. To me now, it's gonna have one. You know what I'm saying? I'm with this. Yeah, I mean. So that's how I feel about it. Yeah, man.
That's what's up. Quan Dizzle, how you rate the album? What you feel? Real quick, my son, he be putting me down with a lot of new school artists that I don't even know nothing about. Know this, little that. I don't know these guys. He's a Tupac fan. That's the weird that wears me out. Really does. It wears me out, man. But what do you view the album? You know what I'm saying, with Grace? Because you said Drake album was trash, bro. So
it was. 20% was. 100% it was. I still stand on that. I feel like this album gives me a 2017, 2018 type vibe for some reason, to me personally. Only because of the flow he was using in some of the songs, like on Top of the Globe. I don't know if you guys listened to the Black Panther album,
Kendrick, yeah.
Yeah, it gave me that type of. If I could pit one of his songs on the Black Panther album, I would say "On Top of the Globe" would be one. I feel like that would be one because the flow and the beat that was used on that one, it gives me a new school but old school type vibe to it that I like. And I think that's why I like Tupac so much because he was just before his time. He still had that, vibe that was very common in the 90s, the flow, but he also knew how to be very versatile in his rhymes. He wasn't so much of a lyricist as people would say as Biggie was, but he was very versatile in how he rhymed and flowed on any beat. And I felt like any artist that could do that is really a good artist to me, is a good rapper to me. So,
Bro, real quick, not to cut you off. Just a 19-year-old. It's iconic. You got greatness and you got Hall of Fame. When you have 2 or 3 generations talking about an artist who's no longer here, who can't evolve in his music, his creativity, and they're more familiarized and gravitate, like you said, Cole, like a medicine, like a drug you need. It's a 19-year-old talking about pop.
Yeah.
And I don't want to take nothing away from brother Jamma Wan's rap review, but I just want to clarify that this man talking about Tupac, bro.
Yeah.
He wasn't even born when Pac was alive.
Mhm.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, continue, man. That's amazing to me, man. I want them to love me like they love Pac or something like
The
that.
proud father moment right there.
Yeah.
You know it.
Yeah. I mean, well, that was all on my side, peacefully. That was all on my side.
How many
How many
mics?
I would
mics
give
you
it
give
a I would give it a good 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10.
That's
Good
better than
6 out of
Drake?
10.
Oh, big time.
Way better than Drake.
Oh, the Drake
Way
hate
better
gotta
than Drake.
stop, man. That's that light skin hate, man. Stop, man. You gotta stop
I
hating
like
on light
Drake
skin
too,
brothers, man.
yo. Look, I like Drake too, yo. I like for what he is. I don't really go into it too deep because sometimes he gives you that feeling that like for case in point, he got a song called Fair Trade. That's one of my favorite songs from him. Because
Okay.
you know what I'm saying, what he said was so true. I've been trying to find peace, but honestly, that sounds like a fair trade to me. Like, okay, I get that.
Yeah.
I deal with that. I like that. So, and on top of that, he knows how to be a conversationalist about women.
Yeah.
That's why I say his music is better at night.
He knows how to he knows how to touch them buttons when talking to women, and that's one thing I do like the way he conveys that in his music. He can talk to them and they understand him for real, whether he's singing or rapping. That's one thing about him. But I'm gonna say this about Pac though. Pac can get the ear. He can trickle all the way down to where he need to be. It's to that mother that just threw her baby in the trash. He trickles all the way down to the person, to the mother that her son just got shot up by the cops. He trickled. Pac was just he knew how to resonate within people. He was like when he spoke, it was like Martin Luther King sometimes. Yeah. He was like when you listen to him, that's why I said I can't him and Biggie was like apples and oranges to me. Like I love Biggie from what he did, his lyricism.
Two classics. Classics.
Yes. But I love Pac for what he did for the people.
Yeah.
It's as simple as I mean.
Yeah, because Pac, yo, you know, Dear Mama came out, and yes, I was 17 years old. I left my crib, had a room for rent. I was drinking, I was probably drinking Cisco at the time or something. And Pac came on, man. Dear Mama, I broke down. I ain't never break down from no other artist.
Not for no song.
That Ghostface song when he was talking about what featured Mary J. Blige, that was a deep song, but it ain't make me cry like Dear Mama, yo, because Dear Mama really resonated with me, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It really did. Jamma One, if you listening, man, when you do get a chance to listen, man, props to you. You're one of the pioneers of the DMV area of hip hop. You know slouch. Your lyricism is top tier, and we commend you for not being afraid to travel to swim in uncharted waters, and that shows your lyrical ability, and who you are as an MC. And salute to you. Great album, man. Great album. You know what I'm saying? Way past mediocre. And we want to hear more from you, man. You know what I'm saying? And to me, listened to the album about 3 or 4 times to try to study it, and I done it a disjustice. You know what I'm saying? So Jamma One, man, if you listening, dope album. We got 1 minute left. Real quick. Thanks for tuning in to Guess How Said. Leave a like, subscribe. Introduce Jono real quick where they can find you at.
It's GGM Jono. You can check us out at Gutter Game Music Inc. at Instagram and GGM_Jono at Instagram as well. And you can always check our website out, ggmbaltimore.com.